ask this question, ask this question. That is how it's done. And you can also bring a pathologist to the stand to give an opinion as well on the report. But what that means is you should have given the result to that pathology to also read before the person can answer question. But you can ask some general question, like when these people said this is inconclusive, what does it mean? What could be? They could ask some general question.
What I mean is this, right? When they say in 9 days, it takes another pathologist to understand whether a body who has been buried for 9 days, how can
you can actually get accurate? Yes. What they would do is to bring
just
that person.
let me land the question. How can, like, if a real pathologist is there, or I mean a fellow pathologist, he can argue it that, hey, no, anywhere on earth, anybody that is buried even for 15 days or 10 days, you can still get accurate result. So that's what I mean.
That is what I'm saying, Papara. In court, it is only lawyers that ask questions. Only lawyers.
No, are we so cut? No. You are getting it wrong. I mean, since what is happening here is an inquest, and in an inquest, they can also take questions from anybody who is sitting down there, not just from lawyers. You know what I mean? It's in the citizen.
Paparano,
yes.
You know why they will not take it? You see, as much as that place is an inquest, for example, if you come and say you are a doctor, how would they verify you are a doctor? They should verify it first. All those lawyers, they have numbers, they have MBA number that shows they are lawyers. Number one. And this is how I said it works. You will have a medical practitioner in your team that when the man is talking, is jotting down questions you should ask. And you will be posing that question to that person, and the person will be collaborating it. If you are not satisfied,
that is true.
You will ask the judge, that is the bench, to say, my lord, we have someone that is a professional here. This is his whatever. He also worked for the federal government. We want to ask him some question from his experience.
And that is why they say it's a judicial inquiry. Let's move from there. It's a judicial inquiry. Lawyers ask questions. Yeah.
Also, Paparano, what like Justice was almost saying the other time, that doesn't mean that the case will not go to the doesn't mean we'll not go to criminal court.
Please, let's not go there, please. Let's not go there.
It will go.
Let's finish with this
the
stage.
report is just one aspect of many things.
Let's not talk about
that of many things.
Let's not flog that area. Let's flog that area.
Question: is our pathologist here? Do we have a pathologist present on site today? Do we?
We didn't check that, but they should be able to have. They should have.
We need to verify.
Okay. If you are saying that after that 9 days,
is there any special information come from Baba's team? Check whether it is the same information so that we will know. Is the same information or is there
that guy? Baba is live.
Yeah, is there information?
Yes, and that guy is saying no.
Okay, it's not useful, Abi.
It's
not useful.
No. Unless if you want to go back to that interview.
Okay, maybe let's just play it back. Play once again. No, is this what is on ground now? Just play from here. We can now stop it and
let me say something.
Two questions. Okay, go on. You
saying that 9 days that we cannot get good this and that is decomposing. How were they able to see superficial injury? If something is so superficial, they could see it. And they're saying the body has decomposed, but they cannot see maybe.
No. You can see that now. You see, when they are doing examination, superficial means something on the surface. It's
That's
not
weak.
deep.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not deep. Like if you stab someone, you will see
it's superficial evidence. It's a weak evidence.
It's a weak evidence.
That's exactly what I'm saying. That if they can see weak evidence, why
so
would
if
they
you are ready, let me know.
That's my question.
They will be the one to answer that. Do we have any medical person here?
No. What was your question? Please ask it again. Let's hear that.
I'm saying that 9 days it was already decomposing. That is why it's inconclusive. That is why they don't have much updates to give us. And I'm saying if they can see a superficial one, what is not stopping them from seeing any other one that is deep or that show more than the superficial?
I don't think so far they are making any such establishment of any superficial weak evidence. I don't think they have make mention of any weak evidence.
No,
So
no,
let's
no, 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 no. You don't
They
understand
say
the
there is
question. You don't understand the question. And your question is very, very
valid.
fantastic. As a matter of fact, that's so, and that's critical. That question is coming from a critical thinking. Okay, if they can see a superficial wound, they definitely should see a deep wound. That's your question.
No,
Because superficial
she said,
wound is
no, no,
supposed to
evidence. She said
decompose.
evidence, not wound.
Not
That is what I
evidence, is
mean. That is what I
wound.
mean. She got my
Wound.
point.
You were not here when we talk about it. She's talking about wound. If they were able to see a superficial wound, they definitely should see a deeper wound because the composition starts superficially, right? Is that your question?
Thank you very much. That's my question.
Don't worry, I got you.
Okay, just 1 minute, Iron Lady, to be clear. Please, can you please ask the question again in your own way so Iron Lady can now answer it? I mean, for all of us to hear it
This
correctly.
is what I'm trying to say. They said the reason why they don't is that it's difficult for them to ascertain their results is because they didn't quickly get to the body. The body had already been decomposing because they buried the body first. And I'm saying if they can detect something superficial, why won't they now?
That's
what's
something.
the-
You are not saying that it's a wound, right? You are just saying
The
anything
wound. Now, the only
superficial.
thing they said that wait, Caparano, calm down. The only thing that they mentioned that is superficial is still the wound.
Okay,
So
guys, I was not
everybody
aware.
would
Did
understand
they
what I'm
mention
saying.
anywhere that there was a superficial wound?
Yes.
yes, now in his forearm.
Okay.
In his
In
forearm.
in the forearm, a superficial wound in the forearm.
Okay, go on, yeah. Go now, go on, Iron Lady, go on. Lady Iris, I beg. Come on, Iron, go on.
Why are you having a problem with the Iron Lady?
Smash it, I beg.
Are you God of Iron?
I will tell you. I will Shango.
African TV is Shango. I am Oya.
Yeah, smash it for her. Smash it for her.
So that is a very smart question. Okay, so those are the technicality we are going to latch on to say that, well, if you were able to see a superficial wound, why? But remember though, the superficial wound is actually coming from the area of autopsy, not from toxicology. Two different things. So for the toxicology, they were saying that it was inconclusive, probably based on the sample that was sent, based on the other thing, what is his name said, aristocrat said contaminate, based on probably that or insufficient sampling or something like that. So that is two separate results. See, the inconclusion came from the toxicology. The superficial wound results came from the autopsy. So that is a different one, a different result. But like I said, we don't know who are the people that were there when the state, if you want to do autopsy on my body or my husband's body, I will tell you I need an independent toxicology that will be present, that will make sure the body was doffed and puffed, turned over, bent over, all this, the neck. Maybe, I don't know, maybe his body probably already relaxed. Did they move the neck to the right to see if there was a cut along the region that was bent? You see what I'm saying? So we don't know how good or how professional the job was done. So that is a problem right there.
How do you answer the superficial? I'm waiting for the superficial wound.
I already did. Our question was if they could see a superficial wound, why are they saying that it is unconclusive? What I'm saying is that she mixed the two results together. The
No. She didn't miss it.
Hold on. You didn't understand the first time. Now I'm telling you, you are saying she didn't
But
miss
she's
it.
speaking now. She's the one saying no. She's the one
What
saying
I'm
no.
saying is that the inconclusive, hold on, Mama, and Kem Sinvin, the inconclusive.
They said the both results are affected. They said toxicology is affected, autopsy is affected because of the decomposition. That's what they said, the both. not just one.
Hold on, let me take this call.
Not
Sorry.
the autopsy, actually. Because the truth is, I
Yes.
know
Okay,
that toxicology is toxins. So I wasn't talking about toxicology. I'm talking about the autopsy. Like,
Autopsy, exactly.
if there's a superficial wound and there's a deep wound, if you could see a superficial wound, despite the fact that you are claiming that the body has decomposed, what is stopping you from seeing a deep wound? That is my question. That is if there's a deep wound, according to what we've been saying. And maybe, I don't know if anybody that comes to the can do video should please help us get that video of Mohbad, because they are saying that it's now mud, it's not blood again. So I don't know. I'm confused. Me, I know that the toxicology is toxins, and I don't think I heard anything about toxicology that they said. I think they just said baby is not ready. I think it is the autopsy that say that is inconclusive. I think so. I'm not sure, but that is what I think I've heard ever since. So, but I know that toxicology
no,
and
the whole
autopsy are
result.
different.
Any doctor in the house? Any doctor in the
Hold on,
house?
let's listen to. Let me play that interview again so that we
Just
can
we are
listen
coming.
to
We are coming. Let's see. I think Charles.
Papariano.
Let Charles address one or two things. Hello, Charles. Do you want to address one or two things?
Hello,
Okay.
Papriano. Good afternoon, everybody.
Yeah,
Good
welcome back
morning,
again.
wherever you are.
Go on.
Can you hear me?
We hear you very well.
Yeah, okay. So, sorry, I'm just joining. I just want to clarify what were the samples that were sent, if we have access to it yet. I mean, somebody already told me that you
Go
guys
ahead.
don't have the copy.
Papariano.
All right, go on.
Yeah, Masorolo.
Hello?
Okay, well, Barrister Smith and Shitu, they really tried their best today. And I wish they are the one that started this case. It
Move
would have been
past them.
better
Move
than
past
this.
them. Move past that one. Go ahead. So on to Shele Gongo.
Yeah, they had a face-off with the judge today. They wanted to file a fresh application and observation as regards this matter. But there was a face-off between them and the judge. And then the judge did not want to accept the application. We have to examine a break where the judge had to take a break to go and examine their application, read the application for over 3 weeks, and they filed the application. Now came back to the court to come and respond to their application, and then the application was accepted. So observations of Barrister Shitu and Bankole is going to take place and be re-examined at the next inquest. But Barrister Shitu and Bankole were able to establish to us today through their cross-examination that the paternity issue is a big issue in this case, and the father of the child had dropped the paternity while it was alive, and he had said that he had a sexual affair with the wife just once, and 2 weeks after the wife came to come and tell her that she's pregnant, and he's wondering what kind of pregnancy is this, and then the judge was having a face-off with Shitu that is not going to be considered as part of the inquest, but Shitu insisted that they are not going to agree with the judge for not considering that as part of.
They said the next inquest date is June 26th.
June 26th, yeah, exactly. But they
When
told
there's going to be the cross-examination of the autopsy and pathologist, and I think everybody will have to go there with their own individual or private pathologist. So I don't know, he's driving back to the hotel. That was Moses, Comrade Mose. He says he's driving back to his hotel. He just called me on the phone. He said it was a battleground today. Everybody did well. Barristers Smith and Bankole were there. And I don't know, I just quickly put him on the speaker so everybody can hear him at once. But I think he's having network problem. So,
okay.
I mean...
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. That's all for now. Golden Sea, can you please replay the interview again so that we can smash one or two things from that interview, if you don't mind? Do you still have it with you? So it's no longer a recession. I mean, the court was already over. I mean, we're just here waiting, thinking it was a recession. But anyway, we're fine. Go on.
Papa Veronique, can I just ask a quick question?
Yeah, go on.
So within this period up until the next inquest, are we not able to do our own autopsy at this point?
Are you provoking me right now? You know I will talk about legal team, right?
I know you will, but I'm just saying because we can't just give up.
You want me to
Especially
start?
knowing
We're not
knowing
giving
that.
up, madam.
Queen B, you want me to
Uncle
start
Gaza.
dragging this, right?
Well, I mean, we can speak about it.
No, wait
Madam,
now.
please mute for now. And
Let
should be
her
one
finish.
only can clear.
So just wait. So yeah, Queen B, is that all?
Yes, because reading, I've just done a little bit of research, and it says that even on a decomposing or decomposed body, up to 98% can determine cause of death. So all is not lost, really.
Okay, but everyone, Queen B, look at it now. If they are saying at the time Mohbad body was taken from the grave to the morgue, even before they put the body in the mortuary for preservation, they said the body has lost everything they need. Talk less of it now.
I'll tell you something. For those of us who watch science, programs here,
which I do.
You have cases where children, women, men get killed, and they are dumped in the woods for weeks, and eventually they are found. And when an autopsy is done, they're able to determine what happens to them. So it's about getting a professional or someone who is willing to do it, because that's another thing. Were they willing to search? Doing it is one thing, but were they willing to find something? So if you get an independent person who wants to do the job, yes, they can still find the cause of death.
And they didn't have access to this body. Papa, all samples were sent to America. How do you know?
Exactly.
Samples.
And again, you see, now you guys have to call Berekete out, because we want to see what he will do now. He has connection to UN, whatever. This is pure cheating. Okay? Because now you guys should look at it. If they are not going to give us toxicology report and autopsy, why did they give us the briefing? Why did they give us inconclusive, whatever, so that we will not expect much? Right? They are just using that they want to see how we feel, how we react. So I think that those guys should be taken to court. I think that they are not serious.
The lawyers can counter. The lawyers can now counter and say that they want to do their own because they're not satisfied with the result.
Okay, but again, everyone, you do not understand what they are doing right now is that they intentionally delay Mohbad body from the time that they got the body, that they put the body in the mortuary. They are claiming that the body has already rotten. Okay, and now after 8 months, okay, whatever you want to go and do right now, they will claim that what they have got then is still more better than what you have. I don't know whether you understand.
That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying.
Nothing. They got nothing.
That doesn't stop us from doing what we have to do. That's what they're saying.
Everyone's anti. They got nothing. An inconclusive result does not mean that you've gotten anything. It's just saying it could be A or B. And then the question is, the onus of this contention is, what is the proof that those samples were enough, are sufficient enough for them to do
inconclusive result? They can't really find the cause of death. Let me try to
but it can go both ways. It can be because of the samples. They don't have enough samples. It's not sufficient enough. What did they say? Apparently, people are dodgy. They kept this body for 8 months. They didn't even tell us about autopsy. They were hiding it. They were saying, "Oh, but now after 8 months, Papi, they read autopsy today after 8 months." What is there to believe? Even the coffin, they are saying, "Oh, there was no blood." That video was on TikTok, trending everywhere. Clearly, blood. It's not even a picture. It's a video. When they
now let me read something for you. An inconclusive finding, by definition, means the internal and external test failed to show what caused someone's death.
That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. So how about us doing what we want to do. There's nothing to lose at the end of the day. There's
What do you mean there's nothing to lose? What do you mean there's
besides money? Besides money. Even though the body has decomposed, the bones are still there.
See, okay, you know what? I'm gonna say this, okay? Now it depends on how our team wants to iron this. Whether they're gonna take them to court, or they're just gonna be listening to their drama, because this is just like a music. This is like a music, okay? And that's why I don't want anybody to add emotion to the discussion right now. Let's try to figure out things, intelligently.
I think the positive thing here is that she too, we can now see that she too wants to fight. And that's a positive thing. So now, if they can listen to, or I don't know about listening to us, but if they can now consider the alternative, which is to go for a private autopsy, that's what you've been saying all of this while. But just because it's been delayed doesn't mean it can't be done.
Yeah, Paparano, please, I would like to say something.
Go on.
Mr. Muyiwa just wrote, question about result today in court will be answered after the family pathology exam the result.
It means they have given them a copy of what killed Mohbad.
I don't know, but that's what he wrote in the comment section.
Oh, Muyiwa is here right now. Yeah?
Yeah, he's here, but I invited him, so he went away.
Okay, let me sing. Mr. Awe, do you want to join the live and give us that brief? Okay, we are all here for justice, so nobody is an enemy of anybody. Okay, if you wish to be part of this, it's the public. We are not begging. If you want to be part of it, be part of it. Okay, so I would not worship anybody. We are also, people. We have families, and if we are gathered here and we are worried about, the family of the Aloba, I think this should be the priority for anybody. Okay, so that is just it. It's not a thing of being the comment section.
If a knife is used on someone,
hope you got the reply very well.
If a knife is used on someone, if it pierces through the skin, it could graze against a bone or something. So just because the flesh is decomposed doesn't mean that the bones can't be there to tell something. So I don't think he's lost if
I'm sure Mr. Muyiwa will be very happy.
Can I read something?
Very happy with this. Go on.
No, Paparano.
Can I read something?
What he wrote, he said, question about result.
You wait first. We don't get that one. Go on, Annie. We'll be very, very happy. I got what I saw.
Thank you. So I just Googled and, say inconclusive results from post-mortem examinations. And it says, not all causes of sudden death can be diagnosed from a quick post-mortem examination with histopathology. A more detailed deconstructive examination may or may not diagnose brain pathology. Examples of conditions with inconclusive results include 1. Head trauma. A predator attack, if the rabbit has been grabbed, blah, 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 blah. Okay, brain disease, hypoxia, example from suffocation, septic shock from bite wounds or some peracute bacterial infections, acute renal failure, intestinal obstruction, although this should be evident from gross post-mortem finding. And this one spells, sorry, I can't pronounce it, but let me just spell it. ENTEROTOXAMEIA. This may be evidence from gross post-mortem examination, but rapid decomposition of the intestines can make diagnosis difficult. Hypothermia, cardiac whatever. I'm not a doctor, so I can't pronounce that. Electrocution, acute toxic, which is cyanide gas or poisoning. So why I had to read the Paparano. So it's just saying that there are other ways, there are reasons why this thing could not have been, been inconclusive. So my point is, they need to do a proper autopsy, and the pathologists that will be there present to see that body if it needs to do what they call it, deconstruct, whatever English that is, but they need to sit down with that body and dissect every area of that body to get the answers. We need it. We cannot just take their words hook, line, and sinker. No, because if it was a case of that, this body, as soon as they brought it out, they did autopsy, they came and told us the truth, and they sent toxicology, but we were chasing them. It took us time to collect it. Before they came out.
And just 1 minute, everyone. I'm gonna bring you up back. Let me see. Let just 1 minute. Let's get. Just wait. Just 1 minute, please, comrade. Let's get one of their Aloba family cousin in the box. Who wants to give a brief? Where is the account? Mr. Moyiwa, can you please send your request so we can hear that directly from you? There are so many accounts that goes around these days. You can join and give us that.
Was Muiwa in the?
No, he's
in the court.
No. I mean, he spoke to the correspondents, the people that are they are the team.
We are just leaving the court now.
Exactly, he's talking about the pathologists. I want to hear from his own side as well. So can you join now and tell us?
You mean Mr. Muiwa?
Yes, I mean it's in the comment section. You didn't see his comment here. He's been there in the commenting. Are you gonna join and give us the information or not? Let's move forward ahead. Okay, go on, comrade Moses.
Oh, okay, Paparano, justice for mohbad. Good afternoon, everybody.
That's all.
We are just finishing the court now. And I can tell everybody point and blank that this case is becoming very dicey. Very, very dicey. Very, very dicey. We are almost having an attack in the courtroom. The pathology report that we are long waiting for arrived today, and it has been read. And all the examination they did was reported to us. And the summary of the pathology report was that all the results they got could not ascertain the cause of the death.
That is inconclusive now.
Okay, people are using inconclusive. That's why when people are giving report when they are not in the court, I always get infuriated.
No. Comrade.
The pathology, the doctor did not say inconclusive.
No, just wait so that you get things
right. The doctor did not say inconclusive.
I know, so that you get things right, okay? When doctors conduct an examination on the body, okay, and like I read here, let me give it to you. He said the inconclusive finding by medical definition means the internal and external test failed to show what caused someone's death.
We are saying almost the same thing. The man said that the reports of all the tests that they carry out cannot. I have his number here. I collected his number after the court case. If we have any other question, we can still call him and ask him for that question. The doctor. So he said all the results of their tests could not ascertain the death of the guy. And the state council came up and said probably could he say anything about drug or poison? And the man said there was nothing close to that. And he now went further to say, as regards the injection that they found in the body.
The toxicology autopsy, which one are you talking about?
The report that was read in court today was pathology report.
Okay.
And he said all the tests they carry out on the drug found in the body, both the penicillin injection, diphosphine or whatever they call it, they are all normal. And they asked him again, could this have contributed to the death of this guy? And he said the rate of those injections is not high enough to put that guy to death. And he now said they need to look critically into external factor. They need to look out critically into external factor. And that was the cogent issue and the cogent summary of the pathology report today. And he then asked him that, what about the toxicology? Could the toxicology say something different from the pathology report? He now said the toxicology reports could go deeper into the reports, and if there's going to be different, there's just going to be slight difference, because they took up the body 12 days after the body was buried, and the first problem they encountered was that they were unable to zap blood from the body, because the blood had already dried up and the body is becoming decomposed. And he blamed the manner at which the body was buried to lack of proper embalming. And if proper embalming professionally, medically was done, they could have still found some blood in his body that could help them in further conducting their test. So the pathology went further to say that the cause of the death could be biological, but because the tests and the way the body was exhumed and what they found to have carried out the test is not enough for them to ascertain the death biologically. But he is not saying the death cannot be biological, and they have to look out of biological to also look at other circumstances that is surrounding the death. He even said he went forward by looking and checking tattoo that is on the body to examine what are the tattoos are all about, because in past years they've had the experience of someone died and they found some tattoo in his body, and the tattoo is actually belonging to some confraternity, and they had to link it to the biological, and they had to match it up with their report. But all the tattoo they found in his body, he wrote the name of his father, the name of his mother, Blessing, Adura. Those are the 4 names found on his body, and they found a picture of a crown, a king in his body, and several other about 13 tattoo was found in his body. So I think that is basically what the report of that pathology was all about today. And he said anaphylactic. He is referring to the death as probably anaphylactic death. Anaphylactic death. Anaphylactic. He said they have to look at anaphylactic and first reaction, but not confirmed. And the state council was like, okay, we had a story of goose pimples and so many other issues surrounding rushing into the hospital, and the professor actually said those are normal reactions to any medical treatment, but could not be related to the death of the deceased. So practically now, he said they have past experience that toxicology will pass through more advanced equipment in the United States and could now bring more evidences or more facts that could contribute to the death of the guy. And the man said they found some things that are very strange at the graveyard, and it calls for question. That underneath the casket there were heavy stones underneath the casket, and on top of the casket they found so much heavy stones that took them about 4 hours for them to bring out. And they found some red substances wrapped in some items in the grave. And then of course the casket was made with a very inferior wood that was almost rusting and bringing out dust when during the during the examination. And then, of course, he said there are about 7 or 5 other doctors that was invited from different medical laboratory to come and witness and partake in the pathology report. And then he said DNA forensic examine. I could not understand what he meant by that. And then he said paracetamol, diphenylline, and pyritin was found in the body, and those ones, when they tested them, they were all normal. And then as regards injury, he said as regards injury, they had all the injury was the injury that they were referring to that is sustained during the course of fight in the show was a superficial injury, and it could not have added to the death of the guy. And then first reaction, cause of the death, uncertain. So I think that is the end of that pathology. Every other thing that was discussed in the court that has to do with legal, I think when we get to the hotel room, we can give you those details. And then the court was adjourned to next month, and Prime Boy clarified himself. There was no fight in the show between him and the Prime Boy. There was no exchange of blow to the Prado Jeep, as was said. There was no broken glass, and the driver of the Prado also confirmed to Prime Boy after they left the show that there was no broken issues as regards his car. So I think today Prime Boy was able to clarify himself, and then major issue that was established as regards words that was traded between the deceased and the wife that causes the misunderstanding was issue of paternity. That mohbad said he only had sexual intercourse with the wife just once. Are you listening, please?
Yes.
That he only had sexual intercourse with the wife just once, and the wife came back, I think, few days and few weeks later to tell him that he's pregnant, that he is not sure of the if he's the father of that child, and if the lady is not careful, they will have to proceed to go and do a clarity on who the father of the child was. So I think that was what Bankole and Smith was able to establish today, and that was what Barrister Shitu also was able to establish today. But there was a face-off between Bankole, Shitu, and the judge. It was a real face-off that the judge had to take a break, go read their application, came back again, and still postponed their argument till when we got to the end of the inquest. And the Bankole and Shitu was insisting that they have to respond to their submission and their argument. And then I think those are the few things that I can share with you now. And I believe when I'm rest settled, the sun is so much.
Was Bankole and Shitu able to cross-examine?
Yeah, Bankole and Shitu was able to cross-examine properly. And like I said, they were the one that actually examined and brought out all these facts that I'm sharing with you.
You mean Prime Boy?
Yeah, they cross-examined Prime Boy, yeah.
But nobody cross-examined the pathologist.
Everybody cross-examined the pathology, including the state council, and gave the submission.
If that is the case, then they have given their result result.
And I myself, I cross-examined the pathology, because my observation was that all his results that he read, I didn't see the head, and I didn't see the analysis surrounding the head. He is just only talking about score. And raise my objection that we are not satisfied if there is no analysis on the head. And as an artificial intelligence expert, I made them to understand that Somebody could fall down during the course of fights and hit the head on the floor or on the wall, or another party could hit something on the other person's head and the person could fall down, and from there the person could pass on. So we need analysis on the head. They should give us analysis, proper analysis on what happened to the head. They are only talking about skull, which me, I have an objection, and I raised my objection, and they were claiming they clarify my objection, but well, I cannot argue more because I'm not a lawyer. So I left out with the lawyers to, do their justice. So I think that's all for today. I think many other things that we want to discuss, I need to get to the hotel room so that we can.
Please,
Did they talk about the neck?
Hold on, Moses, hold on. Was there a pathologist from us? I mean, Baba, public, us. Besides
that was part of my question. There was no pathology from us, and the pathology was claiming that they invited about 5 other experts to join the pathologic examination, and we could not ask question further. I could not ask question further at that point. But basically, there was no.
The 5 other people, the 5 other pathologists that they invited, is still from them. Was there anyone from Baba, from us, the public, when they were carrying?
when that question was raised, what the doctor told me or us was that he mentioned Blessing, and he said Blessing is part of the family, and Blessing was present when part of the pathology test was being carried out.
That's not the question, Mr. Moses.
That is the question.
I just answered that there was no pathology from us. There was no pathology from us.
Yeah,
there was no pathology from us.
Let me clarify. Come here, please.
So the only representative from us during
was Blessing.
Was Blessing. That's graceful.
Yeah, and the pathology was claiming.
All this while we know that one now. It was Blessing that went.
I know.
When they assume Blessing that went.
Mr. Moses, please. I have a question, sir. Please, sir.
Go on.
The police get a report that there was 2 syringes full of a liquid. Did they give us what is in that liquid of the syringe collected by police?
Okay, they didn't give us that. They didn't give us. They just said, let me see, I wrote it down. I wrote so many things down. I can't remember everything off head. They just said that the drug found in the body were paracetamol, diphenylene, pyridine. And when they carried out tests on those drugs, the result was normal. There was none of the results that was abnormal. They were all in range. But he did not mention one particular drug that police was reading in their reports. And that was the question. That was another question.
Know what is inside those syringe?
Yeah, they didn't. Yeah. So, I think. Hello.
Go ahead.
Hello.
The next inquest. What was the purpose of the next inquest? Did you talk about the things to be discussed in the next inquest?
Okay, the purpose of the next inquest for everybody to converge and proceed on analysis of all the reports that we have all together, and if there is any other witness that need to be brought to court, that will be taken.
What about Darosha? Darosha did not come.
Darosha did not come. So that's going to be the issue to be discussed.
They never talk about the neck. They never talk about the neck, right? Mohbad neck.
No, they talk about the neck, and the picture of the neck was brought out, and there was no fracture as regards the pathology test on the neck. There was no fracture. The neck was actually bent after the guy died, not before the guy died. So
and we know that, but when they were putting the boy in the casket, the neck was bent. We know that.
Yeah,
But was there any
but there was no the
any
pathology.
stabbing wounds
How
or
is the first
anything?
parent without fracture? How?
Okay, now let me say this. According to a pathologist, were they able to establish the time of death of Mohbad?
Okay, as regards that was raised as well, and the pathology made us to understand that number one, there was no medical embalming, and immediately they did the burial, the body started decomposing after a few days, and it took them 12 days after before they can pick up they can exhume the body, and it's going to be difficult for them to ascertain the day the guy died. That had it been before the guy was buried, there was a proper medical embalming, they could have, from the blood, from the day he died to the day they went to exhume the body, from the blood, they could have ascertained the day the guy died. So because even when they exhumed the body, there was no blood in the body again. So there is no way they could ascertain the day the guy died from medical test.
You see, I don't know what people are still expecting. They have given you the full pathologists. They specialize on fluids, organs, and they establish the cause of death. So they have been able to put together the cause of death that is done and the autopsy. And they have given you guys a report. So let's wait from there. Then wait what Berekete.
Go on. Yeah, the injunction the people who are trying to file, can you give us the content or the topic of that?
Hold on. Why is Papariano talking about Berekete?
No, it's part of it, the team now. Everybody, we go drag everybody together.
Papariano.
We can call Berekete because he has told us to wait.
He has assured us.
Papariano, let me tell you something. There are legal experts in the court today. Bankole and Smith was there. Smith is a professor. Shitu is a sign, and all other legal experts that did a good argument today. I wouldn't understand what Berekete will come and do outside what they have done in court today. You understand? So let's not bring Berekete matter here.
They killed this case. What we are saying is this one. Now we just want all of them that combine their hand to know that this case is gone, and they were playing us. Since February, we have been crying in the case. Can Berekete do autopsy? Can he do this? Can he do that? All of them were waiting for a moment like this. They never did nothing. They don't have anything on their own side. What did Berekete do on the ground? We want to hear it.
Okay, bro, let's.
Moses, don't listen. But Papariano is only being sarcastic. Don't worry.
Okay, Bayo, what is your question before I go? Bayo, what is your question before I go?
Papariano is not being sarcastic. Berekete said we should wait.
The document that was filed that they were fighting for. Do you know the topic or title of that document that they were trying to fight? The injunction they are trying to fight at the inquest. Do you know the title
of the?
I know you will be very, very happy now. Very, very happy.
Can you hear me?
Of what Bankole and Shitu was trying to warn? Are you talking about from Bankole and Shitu?
Yeah, no. Yeah, from Shitu. Yeah, Shitu. That the one they were fighting for the judge to take a look at.
Okay, I don't have the context, but I have their number. I collected their number, so probably in the night I will try and call them to ascertain the title of that application.
Application, yeah. Because I know that for a reason, that judge is trying to avoid it for a reason. So if you know the topic, the title or the content of the application, then we can know if the judge is deliberately trying to avoid it.
It was obvious because before the court, I had discussion with this Bankole and Shitu, and after the court, we had discussion as well. It was obvious in the court that they are trying to avoid dodge they are trying to dodge the application. They are trying to dodge the application because it's an ex parte application that is going to turn the whole matter. In fact, let me tell you, if they accept Bankole and Shitu application, we might likely start this inquest all over again. all over again, and that is where the problem lies now.
Bankole and Smith or Bankole and Shi.
Bankole and Smith, yeah. If they accept that application, there's a possibility we might have to start the inquest all over again, because the application is an ex parte application and is pointing to a lot of things that was not observed during the course of the investigation. And if we have to go by the application and they have to observe those things that were omitted, I'm telling you, it's going to be crazy.
The application ought to be filed to the district coroner now, to the chief coroner.
Let me now tell you the funny aspect of it. Since Bankole and Shitu filed their application, the judge has not read it. Bankole and Smith, the judge has not read that application, and it constitutes a face-off in the court. Why Professor was like, we file a motion since 3 weeks, and you have not read it, and you want us to court section today? No, we cannot continue the court session today until you give us the reply of that application. Meanwhile, the judge had already read the application, and he came to court to tell us that he has not read it. So we had to take a break. She had to go in again to pretend to us that she wants to go and read the application, and come out again to give them response that, okay, after we have cross-examined Prime Boy and the pathology, we will now go back to addressing the issue of accepting your application. So you can see,
so at the end of the day, they did not address the application at all.
They've already addressed the application, and then probably next court section is going to be part of what is going to be looked into.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Moses.
So let me just go now. I'm very tired. I need to go and rest. The sun is too much, and then the car is eating up.
Thank you so much, Mr. Moses.
Then probably every other thing that was noted, we'll definitely discuss it when I'm up again. Thank you very much.
Okay, Paparano, you see, that application needs to be addressed. We need to find out what the application is about, so that we can start analyzing that application, so that they won't have the opportunity to sweep it under the carpet like the judge is trying to do today. And since the application has been filed since 3 weeks, I would say maybe deliberately, the judge needs to have attended to that application before today. But they are trying to move it. The judge needs to have attended to that. They are intentionally trying to avoid the application so that they can move it and go behind and decide on what to do with that application. So if that application comes to light, we need to address it. At least it's a public record, it's a public document. We can address it so that we'll push it like we have been pushing the whole inquest all along. We need to know the content of the application. If anybody knows about it, they should just give us a hint so that we can keep talking and analyze it. Thank you.
Makes sense of body decomposed 9 days. That's why, or 10 days, and that's why.
Annie, we couldn't hear you. I can't hear you. What?
Said I can't make sense of this story of the body decomposed after 12 days. But you are finding medications in the body. Even those medications is calling. What the police report said that the nurse gave him is a little bit different. Because I've not heard about that.
What sample did they send to America if they cannot find inconclusive?
Exactly. What did they send? It's down, and they are saying the blood had drained from the body. But the coffin, if you did things properly, you should have taken the coffin, taken even swabs from the blood that was in the coffin. How can they even say, oh, what they found in the coffin is not blood? I don't understand.
How come they find the paracetamol protein in his blood and they can't find that thing?
The blood.
And now when they said nothing was sent to America,
Do you remember when Grexy or so was saying that they were doing dry embalming? Could it be they did it intentionally? Do you remember that dry embalming story? Anybody remember?
Yes, not, so that now you can get nothing. They don't dry the whole blood. They have everything is mohbad blood right now. You cannot get toxicology on mohbad again right now. Believe me, they would have dried everything. You know what they are doing? They have hide the evidence.
Yeah, the question is, or is it that I did hear very well? It was said that they see paracetamol.
When they said they were going to do dry environment, they should have consulted professionals. Why was Grace's name coming up? What does he know? That he's the one going there to view the body, going there that said, yeah, they were giving, Goresi and Co. were giving them consent for dry embalmment. Why? Did he ask the appropriate questions? What are the side effects? What is the implication? Can we still draw a blood sample from there? Why was Goresi the one that was giving them the consent to do dry embalmment? What does
Lady Harris, did they take consent from anybody before they do the embalmment?
They did not take that consent from Gracie.
Did they take consent for anybody before they take the embalmment? I don't think so. I don't think that they
did not take consent. Gracie, you remember that they have applied to go and visit the body 2 months before. 2 months before the Gracie got the application approval to go and examine the body. It was when they got there that they found out that it was dry embalming they did.
How did Gracie knows it was dry embalming? How?
He got there and he said he saw the body.
Lady, at that time, I don't think Gracie have joined this case.
He has not even joined when they embalmed.
He has not joined Mohbad case.
The question to you is,
they went to check in January and then they find out that.
Then how did I cannot personally look at a body now and
they have to tell them now. Maybe that's what they told them. They have to.
Maybe that's what they told them. Yeah.
But they are not clear.
No, yes.
They should have told us that that's what they said. They whatever. But they are all speaking in tongues. I mean, we can't hear them very well.
This is a criminal case. If they give them results, any result should be given to professionals. For example, coming next inquest, I will expect a pathologist from us. I don't mean Smith Abankole. I mean us as in general, Baba's side, to go and ask questions, pathological questions regarding the result that was presented today.
If Moses was able to ask questions, it means now they say we don't even have any pathologists there, according to Moses. Okay? He said Baba didn't go there with any pathologists. And now,
that's what I'm saying. I said by next inquest. For example,